Hello, my dear friend. Today, I want to have a quiet, meaningful conversation with you. A conversation about something we don't always talk about openly, but something that is important. Understanding the way our bodies change as we grow older. Life is a journey, and like every journey, there comes a time when the road begins to slow down. Many people assume that when our time comes, it happens suddenly. But the truth is, our bodies often give us gentle warnings, sometimes months or even a year before we reach our final stage. These signs are easy to overlook. You might think, oh, I'm just getting older, or maybe I just need more rest. And yes, sometimes that's all it is. But other times, your body is speaking to you, letting you know it is beginning to slow down in ways that are deeper than just age. Today, I want to share with you 5 signs that may indicate your body is entering its final chapter. Not to scare you, but to help you recognize them so you can embrace them with peace, love, and dignity. Because knowing what is happening isn't about fear. It's about being prepared, feeling in control, and making the most of the time you have. So, let's talk, just you and me. And if this conversation speaks to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment 1 below if you find this video helpful, or comment 0 if you don't. Your feedback helps me continue creating content that truly matters. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's a simple way to stay connected and continue these important conversations together. Now let's begin. 1. You're losing weight without trying. Have you noticed your clothes hanging more loosely than before? Maybe your rings feel too big, slipping off your fingers with ease. Perhaps you've stepped on the scale and realized you've lost weight without even trying. You haven't changed how you eat, yet something feels different. This kind of unintentional weight loss is quite common in the later stages of life. Your body might not be absorbing nutrients the way it once did, or it may simply not need as much fuel anymore. You may find yourself feeling full after just a few bites, or perhaps food no longer tastes the same. Your appetite is smaller, and meals that once brought joy may now feel like a chore. This doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It's simply a shift that happens as the body changes. You might not feel as hungry as before because your metabolism is slowing down, and your body is focusing its energy elsewhere. This is a natural process, and fighting against it by forcing yourself to eat large meals can make eating feel stressful rather than enjoyable. Instead of trying to eat big portions, focus on small, nourishing meals that are easy on your body. A few spoonfuls of warm soup, a piece of soft fruit, or a bit of creamy yogurt can give your body what it needs without making you feel overwhelmed. Listen to your body. Eat when you feel like eating, and choose foods that bring you comfort rather than worry. Hydration is just as important. Even if you're not eating as much, sipping on water, tea, or broth throughout the day can help you feel more energized and keep your body functioning smoothly. Dehydration can make fatigue worse, so keeping a cup of warm tea nearby can be a small but powerful way to take care of yourself. But perhaps the most important thing to remember is this. Don't eat alone if you don't have to. Food is more than just fuel. It's a moment of connection, a ritual that brings warmth to our days. If someone offers to sit with you while you eat, let them. Even if you're not in the mood to talk, simply having a loved one near can make mealtime feel less like a task and more like a shared experience. If you live alone, try to find ways to bring some warmth into your meals. Play soft music, light a candle, or look through old photos while you eat. Turn the act of eating into a moment of comfort, not just necessity. Losing weight at this stage of life isn't something to fight, it's something to embrace with gentleness. Instead of focusing on numbers on a scale, focus on how you feel. Prioritize comfort, warmth, and care. And remember, nourishment isn't just about food, it's about feeding your spirit too. If you're still watching this video, let me know by commenting 2 below. I'd love to see how many of you are here, listening, and engaging in this conversation. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe so we can continue these meaningful discussions together. Now let's move on to the next sign. 2. You feel tired in a way that rest doesn't fix. We all feel tired from time to time. A long day, a restless night, or even just the passing of the seasons can make us feel drained. But this is different. This isn't the kind of tiredness that disappears after a good night's sleep or a day of taking it easy. This is a deeper exhaustion, one that lingers, one that makes even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. Maybe you wake up in the morning and still feel just as tired as when you went to bed. Maybe walking across the room, getting dressed, or even having a conversation feels like it takes too much energy. You find yourself sitting down more often, pausing before standing up, or choosing to stay in bed longer because your body feels too heavy to move. This isn't just getting older. This is your body telling you something important. It's saving its energy for what truly matters. So, why does this happen? As we age, our bodies prioritize energy differently. Your heart may not be pumping as strongly as before. Your muscles may not be getting the same oxygen and nutrients they once did. Your body knows this, and so it shifts its focus to its most essential functions, conserving energy where it can. Instead of using energy on activities that once felt effortless, like standing for long periods, cooking a meal, or even just chatting with friends, your body redirects that energy to keeping your heart beating steadily, your lungs working efficiently, and your brain processing everything it needs to. This kind of fatigue isn't a sign of laziness or a lack of motivation. It's your body's way of protecting you, asking you to slow down and allow it to do what it needs to do. Now more than ever, it's time to listen to what your body is telling you. If you feel the need to rest, then rest. There is no shame in needing extra sleep, extra quiet moments, extra time to just be still. If simple activities feel too demanding, it's okay to adjust how you do them. Instead of standing to cook, sit at the table and prepare a meal slowly. If walking long distances is too much, take breaks, move at your own pace, or let someone assist you. And most importantly, let people help you. You have spent a lifetime taking care of others, working hard, and pushing through. But now is the time to allow others to care for you, to lean on the love and kindness around you. It's easy to feel frustrated when you can't do as much as you once did. Maybe you used to be the one who took care of everyone, the one who kept the house running, the one who never sat down because there was always something to do. And now, things have changed. But let me tell you this. Your worth has never been in what you can do. Your worth is not measured by how much you accomplish, how active you are, or how much energy you have. Your worth is in who you are. It's in the love you've given, the kindness you've shared, the wisdom you've passed on. If you ever feel sad about not being as active as you once were, remember that your presence alone is enough. Your laughter, your stories, your warmth, these things matter more than any task you could ever complete. So, take your time, move at your own pace, rest when you need to, and know that you are just as valuable, just as loved, and just as important as you have always been. 3. You don't feel like socializing anymore. There was a time when you loved catching up with friends, sharing stories over a warm cup of coffee, or laughing with family at the dinner table. Maybe you enjoyed calling loved ones just to hear their voices, or sitting in front of the television, fully engaged in your favorite show. But now, it feels different. The thought of talking, engaging, or even listening feels like too much. Conversations that once brought joy may now feel exhausting. You find yourself preferring the quiet, seeking solitude, and feeling drained after even the smallest social interactions. It's not that you don't love the people in your life. It's just that your energy feels limited, and using it for talking, listening, and keeping up with the world no longer seems as important. This shift isn't unusual. In fact, it's a natural part of this stage of life. Your brain and body are beginning to slow down, prioritizing rest, peace, and stillness. The outside world, with all its chatter and movement, may feel overwhelming, and pulling away from it isn't a sign of sadness or depression. It's simply a change in what your spirit needs. As the body transitions into its final phase, it naturally conserves energy. Just as your muscles may feel weaker or your appetite may decline, your emotional energy shifts too. Processing conversations, following along with a fast-moving world, and engaging in social interactions take more effort than they once did. Your mind and body are telling you to slow down, to focus inward, and to find comfort in the quiet. Some people experience this as a desire to be alone more often, while others may still want company but prefer companionship in silence rather than conversation. Both are completely normal. It doesn't mean you don't care. It just means your needs have changed. When family members and friends notice this change, they might ask, "What's wrong? Are you okay? Why are you so quiet?" They mean well, but you might not have the energy, or even the words, to explain what you're feeling. And that's okay. You don't owe anyone an explanation. If talking feels like too much, simply let them be with you. If someone wants to sit beside you, let them. If they want to hold your hand, let them. There doesn't need to be a conversation. Love exists in silence just as much as it does in words. If people around you worry, remind them gently that this change isn't a sign of sadness, loneliness, or distress. It's simply part of the natural process of slowing down. Just as autumn leaves fall gracefully from the trees, you too are entering a time of gentle stillness. For so much of your life, you've kept up with the world, moving, working, taking care of others, staying involved. Now, it's time to let the world adjust to your pace. Let go of the feeling that you need to keep up. You don't. Your worth is not in how much you socialize, how many phone calls you return, or how many visitors you entertain. Your presence alone is enough. If all you want is to sit in your favorite chair, gaze out the window, or simply be in the company of others without talking, then that is more than enough. Let yourself embrace the quiet. Let yourself rest, and know that even in silence, you are deeply loved. 4. You get sick more often, and healing takes longer. Maybe you've noticed that small cuts don't heal as quickly as they used to. A tiny scratch that once disappeared in a few days now lingers for weeks. Bruises take longer to fade, and even minor infections seem to hang around longer than they should. You might also find yourself catching colds more often, feeling under the weather more frequently, or needing extra time to recover from even the simplest illnesses. This is because your immune system isn't as strong as it once was. The body, after years of working tirelessly to keep you going, begins to shift its energy toward maintaining only the most essential functions. Fighting off minor infections or repairing small wounds is no longer a top priority, which means healing naturally slows down. This isn't something to be afraid of. It's simply part of the body's natural transition. Just as the seasons change, so does the way your body responds to the world around it. And while you may not be able to control these changes, you can still take steps to make sure you remain as comfortable as possible. The best thing you can do now isn't to chase cures or force your body to work harder. It's to focus on comfort and care. Staying warm, clean, and well-rested can make a world of difference in how you feel. Keeping your skin moisturized and protected can help prevent small cracks and sores from developing. Drinking plenty of fluids, water, tea, or warm broth can help keep your body hydrated and your energy levels up. And when you feel under the weather, giving yourself permission to rest is just as important as any medicine. It can be frustrating to feel like your body isn't bouncing back the way it once did. Maybe you used to shake off colds within a day or two, and now they seem to linger. Maybe you were always the one taking care of others, and now you find yourself needing a little extra help. But here's something important to remember. Needing help does not make you weak. It does not take away from who you are. If someone offers to help you, let them. Not because you can't do it yourself, but because you deserve to be cared for. You've spent a lifetime looking after others, your children, your friends, your family. You have given love, time, and energy to so many people. Now it's time to allow that love to come back to you. Let someone bring you a warm cup of tea. Let them hold your hand when you're feeling unwell. Let them remind you that you don't have to go through these changes alone. Accepting care is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of trust, of love, and of knowing that you are valued. So as your body continues to change, be gentle with yourself. You don't have to fight every battle. Some days, the best thing you can do is simply wrap yourself in a warm blanket, breathe deeply, and remind yourself, you are still you, and you are still deeply loved. 5. Your breathing and circulation start to change. You may have started to notice changes in your body that feel unfamiliar. Your hands and feet might feel colder than they used to, even when the room is warm. Your skin may appear a little paler or even have a slight bluish tint. Your breathing might feel different, perhaps slower, shallower, or with occasional pauses between breaths. These changes can be unsettling at first, but they are all part of the body's natural process of slowing down. As you move into this new phase, your body is becoming more selective about where it sends its energy. It prioritizes keeping your heart, lungs, and brain functioning while reducing circulation to areas like your hands and feet. This is why they might feel cold, even if the rest of you feels fine. Your breathing, too, is shifting into a gentler rhythm, no longer working as hard as it once did. Some days, you might notice that even small movements, like sitting up or talking for a long time, make you feel short of breath. This is not a sign that something is wrong. Rather, it is your body telling you to slow down and conserve energy. When these changes happen, it's important to listen to what your body needs. If breathing feels difficult, try adjusting your position. Sitting up slightly with extra pillows can help you feel more comfortable. Keeping a small fan nearby or using a humidifier can ease your breathing, making the air feel less dry and heavy. Sipping on cool water or tea can also provide a bit of relief if your throat feels dry. These small adjustments can make a big difference in how you feel throughout the day. Even though these changes are natural, they can bring up emotions. It can feel strange to notice your body working differently, to feel tired more often, or to realize that things that once seemed effortless now take more energy. If these feelings come up, allow yourself to acknowledge them. It's okay to feel different, to have moments of uncertainty. But know this, you are not alone. If someone is sitting with you, let them simply be there. There doesn't need to be conversation. No need for explanations or reassurances, just their presence, their warmth, their hand in yours. Sometimes the most comforting thing in the world is simply knowing that someone is near. These changes do not define you. You are still you, the person you have always been, with the love, wisdom, and experiences that make you who you are. And as your body moves at its own pace, let yourself embrace each moment with kindness and grace. There is no rush. No need to push through. Just breathe. Just be. And know that in every breath, every quiet moment, you are deeply loved. If you've noticed these changes in yourself, know that you are not alone. This is simply your body's way of transitioning into a new chapter, one that is not meant to be feared, but embraced with gentleness, grace, and love. There is no right or wrong way to experience this time, only the way that feels best for you. You don't have to push yourself or meet any expectations. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You are still you, no matter what changes, no matter how much slower the days may feel. Your worth is not measured by what you can do, but by the love you have given, the memories you have created, and the life you have lived. You deserve comfort, peace, and dignity, always. And if someone you love is experiencing these changes, the most important thing you can do is simply be there. No grand gestures are needed, no perfect words, just presence. Hold their hand, sit beside them, share a quiet moment without expectation. Let them know that they are seen, that they are valued, that they are not alone. Because in the end, it is not about how much time is left. It is about how beautifully that time is spent.